Islamophobia is not new to the American society. It got a spike with the fall of Twin Towers in New York in 2001, increasing anti-Muslim hate incidents immediately all across the United States. However, George W. Bush's rhetoric declaring Islam is a peace and the face of terror is not the true faith of Islam brought down the hate crimes against Muslims in the aftermath of 9/11. Political rhetoric followed by overwhelming coverage of mass media create social and public consent of hate, especially towards the group who do not interact frequently. Donald Trump reversed the game by declaring that Islam hates us and accused American Muslims of protecting terrorists. He did not realize that Islamophobic political rhetoric may have devastating consequences, and increased Islamophobia reporting may heighten anti-Muslim sentiments. The political rhetoric is continued in the United States, and so are the anti-Muslim crimes. Another mosque was vandalized in Colorado on March 26, when an unidentified man broke a glass window and threw in a Bible. The incident comes in the wake of acts of vandalism at mosques around the country in recent months, including incidents of arson that damaged a mosque in Florida and destroyed another in Texas. This act of vandalism comes at a time of heightened hostility against Muslims in the United States. CNN says that in 2017, more than 33 American mosques have been vandalized in apparent bias-related incidents, putting 2017 on pace to eclipse the previous record of 78 incidents in 2015. From New York to California, the rights groups have reported 33 incidents from January 1 to March 20, in which mosques were targets of hate raids, vandalism, and arson. In another event, a Muslim family's house in northern Virginia was robbed on March 24 and a copy of Quran ripped apart, unfortunately. The hate offender left extremely indecent and Islamophobic words on the house walls. Other Islamic materials such as prayer books, etc. were also damaged. Some other incidents during the last week of March 2017 include stabbing of a Somalian Muslim by a hate offender calling, "I hate Muslims." In Fort Collins, Colorado, a man was arrested for throwing rocks and a Bible through the glass doors of a mosque. In Tucson, Arizona, a man broke into an Islamic center and tore up copies of Quran. And in New Mexico, a couple was accused of urinating on a Quran at a Santa Fe library. So far in 2017, mosques have been targeted with threats or acts of vandalism or destruction over 30 times. According to CARE, so far in 2017, mosques have been targeted with threats or acts of vandalism or destruction over 30 times, according to CARE. In one 7-week span, arson was to blame for 3 mosque fires. In 2016, the number of anti-Muslim hate groups in the U.S. tripled, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. The year before that, the number of hate crimes targeting Muslims increased by 67%, according to the FBI. In Canada, during a school board meeting, protesters yelled Islamophobic sentiments, and one man tore pages from a copy of Quran. The Toronto Star reported about 80 protesters attended the school's board meeting to campaign against a 20-year Peel District School Board that provides Muslim students space and time to pray on Fridays.
You should all retire. You might as all retire.
That's a hate book. That's a book of
Islam will kill you.
They want to slit your throat. Islam will rape you.
Shame on you,
Rape. Pedophilia in your school.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Christian country.
Please take your hate elsewhere.
Islam is not a religion. There is no peace in it.
Dear viewers, it is very important to know who triggers and fuels Islamophobic discourses in the United States and across the world. That involves huge sums of money. There is hardly any problem now to figure out as what their objectives are while sponsoring Islamophobia. However, identifying those organizations and sponsors is all more necessary at this critical juncture. Let me share with you some of the organizations that either openly fueling Islamophobia or is sponsoring Islamophobia through various means. Let me share with you some of the organizations that either openly fueling Islamophobia or sponsoring Islamophobia through various means. Abstraction Fund is a not-for-profit organization that distributed $15,45,700 in grants to various Islamophobia networks. In last 5 years, it spent $49,75,000 on Islamophobic campaigns. Act for America is identified as a grassroots national security organization which has recruited individuals to advance anti-Muslims and anti-Islam policy and legislation at local and federal levels, while simultaneously flooding the American public with false accusations and hate speech demonizing Muslims. Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, an advisor to Donald Trump and a well-known anti-Muslim and anti-Islam individual, joined its board in 2016. ACT claims to have 300,000 members and 1,000 chapters. Reportedly, it spent $713,000 during the 2016 U.S. elections to demonize Muslims. The Allegheny Foundation is one of a group of grantors known collectively as CAFE Foundations. According to the foundation's tax filing, it recently awarded more than $250,000 to David Horowitz Freedom Center, an Islamophobic group. One of its sister organizations, Sarah's CAFE Foundation, has also offered significant financial support to groups dedicated to fostering Islamophobia. American Freedom Defense Initiatives is a national grassroots lobbying organization based in New York, founded by Pamela Geller and Robert Spencer. It is an umbrella organization for Stop the Islamization of America, another organization led by both Pamela Geller and Spencer. This organization calls for profiling of Muslims at airports, surveillance and regular inspections of mosques, and an immediate halt of Muslims' immigration to the United States. The American Freedom Law Center claims to be the first truly authentic Judeo-Christian public interest law firm, co-founded by David Yerushalmi and Robert Moyes. In an apparent guise of defending religious liberty, the law firm has repeatedly engaged in action that vilifies Islam and promotes a fear of the faith and its practitioners. The organization reportedly spent $730,000 quite recently in Islamophobia campaigns. Americans for Peace and Tolerance is a hate group dedicated to undermining mainstream Muslims, institutions, and promoting Islamophobia within the media. The group is led by its president, Charles Jacobs. Most Americans claim it to be incredibly racist and unfair. The group spent multiple sums of money like $705,000 in 2016, $625,000 in 2012, and $319,000 in 2011 on Islamophobic campaigns, which is an enormous amount for a state-level organization. The Center for the Study of Political Islam is a think tank founded by Bill French. The think tank's mission is to educate the world about political Islam, its prophet, peace be upon him, his political doctrine, and his God, Allah. The Center for the Study for Political Islam is a member of the inner core of the U.S. Islamophobia network. Like them, there are hundreds of such organizations operating only in the United States, heavily funded by Zionists. It might be interesting to know that notorious blasphemous 14 minutes movie trailers, Innocence of Muslims, according to its producers, was funded by staunch Zionists to worth $500 million.